You know, this is such a big deal. If there are man-like primates running around in the wilderness of the Pacific Northwest, this is very important.
Todd Standing has dedicated most of his life to proving that Bigfoot is real. And now he says he has evidence and wants to go to court to present it.
I'm going to go to court to prove two things with PhDs, police officers, fingerprint experts, forensic experts, immense amounts of profound information. All these professional experts are going to testify Sasquatch is real.
This is Harrison Hot Springs, the heart of Bigfoot country. And for many here, it's nothing more than just a tourist attraction. But Todd thinks otherwise. And now he's gone to the BC Ministry of Wildlife and Fisheries to petition them to recognize the Sasquatch as a legitimate species.
I want the law courts to force the BC Fish and Wildlife to take responsibility for the species and insist they go on a 3-month ecological expedition with me, at which time I will take them out and show them a Sasquatch, as I've done before, as I will have proven in court.
G'day, my name's Todd Standing. I am the man who takes people out into the field.
His court appeal also coincides with the release of a new Netflix documentary he's made, which he says provides irrefutable evidence of Sasquatch sightings.
I'm saying it's all real. Like a dozen other people say it's all real. Like thousands of eyewitnesses say it's all real.
Chances of this even making court are unlikely, but here in Harrison Hot Springs, they're convinced he's real.
I believe in Bigfoot, yes, why not? There's a lot of superstitions and stories. There's too many of them to not believe.
There's so much evidence that you can't really ignore it, right?
Evidence kind of points in the right direction that there is a Bigfoot.
For now, Todd is waiting to hear back from the BC Ministry of Wildlife and Fisheries. But when he does, he'll be ready.
I'm going to win. I have so much evidence. I'm so confident. Can't see how I could lose this case.
Tom Walsh, City News, Bigfoot Country.
Morning, New Mexico is known for a handful of things from green chili to lots of local brews, but now it could be known for something else. Bigfoot. Just a few years ago, researchers shot this video on their infrared cameras. They claim they caught a creature in the Jemez, but they are not the only ones who think Bigfoot is in New Mexico. Today, leading expert Dr. Jeff Meldrum will be in Gallup talking about his findings. He'll also show video of the creature on the San Juan River. He'll be joined by New Mexico naturalist Rob Kreider, who believes Sasquatch was in the Sandias in the 90s. Now, the two will have lectures at UNM's Gallup campus, along with audio recordings and much more. It will be in room 220. It starts at 4 o'clock and is free of charge. Back to you.
An intriguing discovery is being investigated in a community east of Seattle. Someone came across a lengthy trail of extremely large footprints. Now, a Sasquatch investigator is looking into the matter, which has also piqued the interest of a renowned researcher here on the island. CTV's Gord Kurbis reports.
There's 4 feet right there.
An investigator measures an unusual series of footprints left in the snow in Washington state. A cast is taken and failed attempts are made to replicate the 4 to 6 foot strides required to leave the trail.
He took time off work, photographed them, filmed them, actually followed the trail in the snow to where the Sasquatch apparently stepped onto some ground soft enough for him to make a partial cast.
John Bindernagel is talking about the efforts undertaken by a fellow Sasquatch researcher. Bindernagel himself is a wildlife biologist who has documented evidence he says is left by the legendary creature.
The eyewitness descriptions, eyewitness drawings, tracks and track photographs and track casts, very important to me, very compelling.
Those casts are included in presentations Bindernagel gives to the public in various locations. He'll be giving one tonight in Cumberland.
I don't know who's in the audience, and I assume that there's a lot of skeptics and some agnostics, you know. I also know that there are people very resistant.
He will also be playing samples of the latest area of research he's been getting into, vocalizations he believes are made by Bigfoot, like ones recorded in Alert Bay.
This was a woman collecting on her cell phone in her bedroom, from her bedroom window. I mean, very much to her credit. These were happening from sort of midnight to 5 a.m., a lot of it. They would wake her up.
The recordings in Alert Bay match vocalizations in other parts of Canada. And while many dismiss them as dogs, bears, or moose calls, Bindernagel maintains visually analyzing them on computer discounts those. Believers and non-believers will be able to find out more about the intriguing mystery tonight at his speech, or can go to sasquatchbiologist.org. Gord Kerpis, CTV News, Courtney.
After boating hours from Wati to the most northern tip of Lac La Marte, 42-year-old Tony Willia fell over the side of his boat.
I managed to swim to an island at the end of a point. All of a sudden, there was a big man standing beside me. He must have walked away because I heard some branches break through out the bushes.
Willia would spend another 48 hours alone in the Tlichon wilderness before being rescued. For many in the region, the presence of Bushmen, or Nakgan as they're known in the Tlichon language, is a reality that goes back thousands of years.
And sometimes they use the really medicine power. That's why it's really hard to, hard to find them.
Rebecca says the Tlichon people and Nakga have lived in the same region since time immemorial. As legend has it, the terrifying human-like creatures have powerful magic. They lure people towards them and steal them, never to be seen again. There's even stories of Nakga stealing moose and caribou carcasses. Rabiska says his grandmother told him a story when he was little about one of his relatives who was lured to an island by Nakga.
So we never seen him, never heard it again. There's some people they heard him with a scream, talking, scream, help, something like that, but nobody can do nothing.
Nearly a century later, Rabiska would have his own encounter with Nakga while driving toward the Frank Channel Bridge between Ray and Edzo one morning decades ago. Rabiska says he saw a man standing in the middle of the narrow bridge. He says as he drove up, the man jumped over the railing. Rabiska hurried out of his vehicle to look over the side to see if the man was okay, but there was no one there.
I didn't see him. I don't know what happened to him.
Rabiska says he's done his best to pass on stories of Nakgan to the next generation. He said as development pushes people further into the bush, interactions like his and Willia's will only increase. Hillary Bird, CBC News, Yellowknife.
All right, we admit it. This is a strange one. The search for Bigfoot has come to the Mid-State. A Dauphin County man says he's captured images of something strange near the Appalachian Trail. Kendra Nichols has the story.
It's weird. I mean, it really is weird.
This is video shot from a Dauphin County man's flip cam. He says he was hiking the Appalachian Trail with his wife back in October when he came across what looked like a fort. What happened next is when he says things got weird.
You can actually hear it go, huh, huh. I mean, deep in the lungs. I panicked. They were loud and they freaked me out, to be honest with you.
He says as the camera rolled, he yelled for his wife.
Is that you? You know, I told her, I said, we have to get out of here. There's something up in these woods.
It wasn't until he got home and watched the video that he saw this image.
Here's this thing standing in the middle of the trail. And the wife said, what is that? I said, I don't know.
This video has captured the attention of Bigfoot hunter Tom Biscardi.
This is raw footage. It's the real deal.
Tom says he's passionate about Bigfoot because he has had sightings himself. He showed us evidence he says he's collected across the U.S. Hair samples from Arizona, footprints from Texas, a mummified hand from Montana, and now video from PA.
It was Eureka. Now you got to understand, I've been doing this for 36 years, and this is the ultimate to finally come across one of these beasts. And here it is roaming up in these mountains.
Tom plans on further proving that Bigfoot exists by capturing one.
So there'll be 6 of us out in the field this afternoon and all night tonight to see what we can do about bringing one of these things back.
All right, Tom and his crew plan on staying here in the Mid-State to see if they can find more evidence of Bigfoot. Now, we want to know what you think. Is this the real deal or a trick of the camera? Now, if you need another look at that picture, we have it on our website, abc27.com. And if you want to follow Tom and his hunt for Bigfoot, that is, we have a link to his website on ours as well. Now, Kara, I should clarify that this video was moving. Okay, and you saw it. And we saw it. Now, it happened so quick that the only thing we could do was, still this picture so you could see this image. And, you decide.
They're convinced, though, right? Both of them are pretty convinced
that
they saw something.
Yes.
they are. And I know Tom and his crew went back out to that area yesterday to see if they could find anything else. I'm no expert, but I don't know about this one. Just saying. I'm just reporting the news, Kara.
You're on the hook for it now, Kendra. All right, thanks very much. If nothing else, it's a talker.
Yes, it is a talker.
All right. Here's a live look now at our Harrisburg Tower.
Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti, the abominable snowman, whatever you call it. There are several scientists, yes, scientists, they say they're scientists. They claim they have DNA evidence of its existence, and they say Sasquatch is part human. On top of that, the scientists are demanding all governments recognize the Squatches as indigenous people. A team of researchers from Texas are saying a 5-year-long study of more than 100 DNA samples found the existence of a novel hominin hybrid species.
Well, what's Halloween without a good ghost story?
Gotta have one.
In this case, a good monster story, as in the Mogollon Monster, Arizona's very own Bigfoot.
Yeah, the Mogollon Rim is a steep cliff, basically, that runs for about 200 miles from northern Arizona eastward, nearing the border with New Mexico. It's a rugged wilderness that many creatures call home. And as Linda Williams reports tonight, one man says the Mogollon Monster is among them.
There's all kinds of wildlife on the Mogollon Rim. As we watched, this young elk strolled calmly down a road near Woods Canyon Lake, with its mother nearby. But according to some, there is wildlife in these woods not so keen to be caught on camera.
They range from about this tall to about 8 feet.
Mitchell Waite is the chief monster chaser for MogollonMonster.com.
Well, I think they're the same species, but probably different races.
The Mogollon Monster is Arizona's Bigfoot. And according to Waite, the Mogollon Monster got his name in 1947 when a big, hairy beast raided a Boy Scout camp near Tonto Creek.
Because it happened on the Mogollon Rim, the Boy Scouts called it the Mogollon Monster. And that's kind of what stuck, you know.
Waite, whose family settled northern Arizona, first heard about the monster around the campfire.
You know, they were all about the hairy man or the wild man or something like that. And of course, I didn't believe them. We took all these campfire stories and we published them into a book called The Mogollon Monster, Arizona's Bigfoot. And they were just that, campfire stories. No proof, you know, just stories.
But stories slowly turned into reality after Waite started receiving reports of Bigfoot sightings and started to investigate for himself. His first sighting was 7 years ago while driving up on the rim.
I just happened to be catch something out of my corner of my eye, and I turned and looked, and this thing stood up out of a small cave. And my first thought was, it looked like Cousin It on the Addams Family, you know. But by the time I got it backed up, it had already covered probably 30 yards and disappeared into the bushes.
Waite showed us photos of the Mogollon Monster he and his team have captured.
Cal, look at
and
that.
This video from inside a cave made of sticks and pine needles.
Look at
this, says Waite, is a small baby Bigfoot trying to hide in the corner from his night vision camera. Waite has mapped Mogollon Monster sightings from across the state. There are many, but most are up on the rim, and he's had his own sightings.
Probably well over a dozen times now. Yeah. Basically, we try to tweak their interest to come to us.
It seems Bigfoot has a big sweet tooth.
Cookies or baked goods, anything sweet. They really like sweets.
Footprint castings represent the traditional Bigfoot proof of life. Waite has plenty of those too, along with plenty of doubters.
But of course, there's lots of skeptics that just won't accept it.
But also plenty of believers who have a new way to track down an old legend, the Mogollon Monster.
Now with modern social media and so forth, it's becoming more and more acceptable for people to share what they've seen and what they've heard, and even videos or photos. Now, believe me, there's a lot of hoaxers out there, you know, but there are a few reputable people that are searching for the truth.
And that is why I don't camp. Right there.
Boy, that is a moment of honesty.
There will
I love
not
that.
be any camping. I
No.
won't be in a tent in northern Arizona. I'll
The
stay in a
Muggy
hotel.
Monster is, that's
You
a
never
deterrent.
know.
Yeah.
If you would like to take a look at more photos of the Muggy Monster, just go to fox10phoenix.com. We've got a link there. And we also have more from Mitchell Waite on how to search for the Muggy Monster. It's on our YouTube page, youtube.com/fox10phoenix. Waite would not give us the exact locations of his sightings of the monster, fearing to inform those who would only want to hunt or kill Bigfoot.
A lot of people make fun of me, but I don't care. I know it's there.
Tim Peeler swears he had an encounter with one of the most legendary beasts in history, Bigfoot.
Well, he was what I would call a Sasquatch.
Peeler says there's no film of his recent sighting because he was too nervous to go for his camera, but he says Bigfoot walked right by him.
He had gray hair and a gray beard that come down to here. But he had long hair that was yellowish gray.
He says he spotted the creature one night when he was startled by his dog's barking, and he peered out the window, and there it was.
I talked rough to him and run him off. And he come right by me. He wasn't 10 foot from me. He went back out that path.
Peeler vows to get proof next time.
Seeing is believing. So I'll try to get him on film.
A St. Louis University biology professor says there have been more than 2,500 Bigfoot sightings in the past 100 years in every state and parts of Canada. Myra Lopez, The Associated Press.
Scientists in Russia say they have found evidence that the abominable snowman, the Yeti, Bigfoot, any of those exist. They convened in a region of eastern Russia where sightings of the mythical creature have skyrocketed in recent years. The scientists showed off hair samples, footprints, even pictures of a presumed Yeti's forest bed. But detractors of their findings say until skeletal remains of a Yeti are found, it's all a tall tale. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Betty Nguyen. This is CBS News Up to the Minute.
A Virginia man claims he spotted Bigfoot and he has the video to prove it.
Finally, somebody. We're going to let you be the judge.
Take a look. This is the YouTube video. Can you see real closely there?
Yeah, that's Bigfoot.
It was supposedly shot near the Did you say that's Bigfoot like you've seen him before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I watched those Bigfoot shows.
All right. This was shot apparently near the Intracoastal Waterway earlier this month. Randy O'Neill says he captured the images with his cell phone while he was camping with his dad. He says he saw red eyes watching them from the woods. So he claims he fired a shotgun, heard something scream and go crashing through the trees. O'Neill says he and his father experienced a similar encounter some 25 years ago. You know, it's always one of these kind of mysterious things. But if I was him, I wouldn't go back in the woods again since you shot Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And he saw you 25 years ago. He's probably going to come after you again.
If Bigfoot has some brothers, you know, they're going to come after you too.
Or his babies, whatever.
Yeah.
Big Mama and Bigfoot, watch out.